It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's IndyCar night on iRacing. Welcome back, everyone. Hello again. I am Gary Gatso. Welcome to P1 Broadcasting coverage of Round 6 of Season 3 of the 2024 IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from ERN at Legacy Kentucky Speedway. As always, my three musketeers joining me in the booth. We do have Steven Larkamp. We do have Justin Petshower, who is no longer a puddle of goo. And we have Luis Gonzalez and Nunez. Fellas, one at a time. I don't really have an opening question here. It's just kind of an odd pick of a racetrack. We haven't seen Legacy Kentucky on really anyone's schedules outside of a league competition. Why Legacy Kentucky, you think? I'm welcoming it, that's for sure. I'm not poo-pooing the decision. I think it's a good idea.
I think for me, it's pretty evident that has to do with its IndyCar legacy. Of course, the IndyCar series did race here in the late 2000s, early 2010s. 2011 was the last time these cars came here. Of course, this was before the IR18, just before the DW12 era actually began in earnest. But Kentucky definitely has a IndyCar history that not only is noteworthy for the fact that they've actually raced here, but the races here have been great in real life. There's been a lot of photo finishes that we've seen at Kentucky, and from what I've been hearing, there is evidence that tonight we may well see a pack race in a sense, so we may well get one of those in the virtual world here. So Kentucky Speedway, it seems like a pretty evident one to pick here, especially the legacy layout here, where the track is really wide. It's got some bumps to it, but you're still able to keep pace with other people. You can pick a lot of lines. There's a lot of ways you can play this game.
What he said.
Well, tell me what you think, LG. I think Lewis, I think this might be one of the first racetracks I actually raced you at back in the VOR League back in the day. You like this racetrack, do you not?
I really like this race. I really like here because the other one is the car is too much grip and it's back race, easy to make the corners, and everybody's catch you in the 1 and 2. So I think so. I prefer that one. I prefer the old ones because it have a tricky stuff, especially in Texas. So it's different things. But they said it's gonna be a pack race. That's why I don't like it, but hey, we have a lot of good people here, and when it's pack race with these names, it's different thing.
I will say this before we get to the grid. I had a lot more fun running an IndyCar here than I did in a stock car. And that IndyCar races I did, I'm going to name drop a league that's not even around anymore. 16th Street Racing League.
There's a name from the H's.
Let's take a look at the points real quick. Then we'll get into the starting grid. Malechka, who is in today's lineup, and we'll go through that here momentarily. He is on the top here of the series points. Once again, the two-time defending series champion. Brandon Trost, he's there, but he's not there right now. As long as Robert is able to maintain winning in these races and keeping and winning in these high split races, Trost really needs to beat him in order to gain on him in the points. So he is at 1430, and about 100 points right behind him is his chief rival, Kyle Klindworth. Our good friend Clindy there is at third. Oster fourth. Quilla, Clindy's teammate, is in fifth. Mitch David sixth for 47th. Moskowitz eighth. Shimizu ninth. Campbell 10th. Lee Kerr, Shadid Pazero, Lichtenberg, and Trace Shadid's other alter ego. So Trace is in the top 16 twice. That is your top 16 in points. Let's get into the starting lineup, shall we?
And on the pole is our one of the usual suspects, of course. It is RM3. Robert Malechka III will be on pole in the number 1. So that championship battle you mentioned there with Brandon Trost. Trost has got some work to do on that front already. He'll be alongside Brian Campbell in the number 10 on the front row of the grid. Row 2 will be Adriano Forporti. Very fast qualifying run for the number 8. Alongside, oh look at that, it's Brandon Trost. Trost, once again, very quick, but what can he do against King Robert here? Row number 3, Trace Shadid, another really good run for him alongside Matthew Ponto in the 19. Another fast qualifying run for the 19. What can he do in the race? Vito Sousa, good run for him as well in the 21 machine, starting 7th, alongside the 12 of Ty Quilla. Row number 5, Mark Murphy, who was not having the easiest of times getting up to speed here at Kentucky. He'll start 9th regardless. He'll be alongside Wes Weedman in the number 5. Row number 6, Dustin Cares in the 14, alongside Seb Alexander in 12th in the 11. Jacob Oster, one of the normally very fast drivers here tonight, a bit of a struggle so far. He will start 13th tonight, but I don't count him out in any case. And he'll be alongside Bruno Romanzini in the 17 car in 14th. Masato Shimizu will start 15th alongside Mitch David in 16th. Antonio Estrada, our old friend, starts 17th alongside Jacob Collins' number 16 machine in 18th. Rounding out the top 20, Stephen Lee and Kyle Clemworth, two very fast drivers who struggled in qualifying a little bit. And the final row of the grid, Ben Baffert and Jake Johansson. A couple of newcomers at the top split, but they did not post qualifying times. Let's see what those guys towards the back can do here. And already, we're about to get ready to get things rolling. Pace car down. It's going to be 70 laps in the Bluegrass State. And already, a little bit of blinking there from Campbell, but Malechka puts the foot down. Green flag flies. We are racing in Kentucky.
My overlay is acting up. I do not see Robert Malechka, but he's in the lineup.
Yeah, he's leading the race, no less. Coming off of turn number 2, but look at Brian Campbell looking down on the low side, already trying to make a move, and Fraporti getting really close there with Brandon Trost there. The top 3, top 4 bunched up together, but Campbell blinking definitely, but he will lead the first lap. And already on the low side there for Porty, trying to get him nose in on the low side. Not quite enough, not getting the momentum. Look at Trost up there on that high line, though. A lot of momentum off the corner, and will carry him by for the moment. And he does clear him.
Yeah, I have Edwards, Chris Edwards, as a name for.
Okay then.
As a name for I have that for Robert for some reason. So odd.
Yeah, it's not even the name of a spotter. In fact, I'm not sure if Malechki even has a spotter in the stand at the moment.
No, he doesn't.
No, he does not. Meanwhile, looking back there, Ty Quilla and Trey Shadid fighting it out for 5th position here. Shadid looking on that low line right now. Not quite enough to get the momentum. Quilla gets him up there on that high line. And meanwhile, I'm looking at Brandon Trost moving himself up into 2nd place.
Trost got by for Porty as they went off of turn 2 there. He's trying to do everything he can with Robert Malechka falling back behind in 4th place, but Trost is trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Campbell's connection. For those that don't know, usually when you see a person blinking like that, that means their connection is having issues. They have family members streaming, HBO Max, Disney Plus, whatever.
Yeah, you gotta be mindful of your internet connections, and no more in any online game, no less, but no more so than in the virtual racing world, where a good connection can literally mean the difference between a wreck even happening or you continuing on as normal. But so far, so good here, working lap number 6. I'm looking a little bit behind. Mark Murphy coming under pressure from the 21 of Beto Sousa here. And Jacob Oster already on the charge from 13th to 8th and getting really tucked up on the gearbox as they go 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Oster with a good enough run as they go off of turn 2. He's gonna get 2 for 1, but is he gonna be able to clear Mark Murphy? Yes, he will.
Murphy backed out of that. I saw a little bit of dab of throttle there from the number 4 machine, tucking back in line right now. We're still early days yet. We're 1/10 of the way through this event, working lap 7, starting to work lap number 8. Brian Campbell still leading over Brandon Trost and Adrian Fraporti, and now Ty Quilla up into 4th ahead of RM3.
Now, you can get amphibious with the line here, much like what we saw last week in the IAS at Iowa. But with Kentucky, though, the bottom line is the preferred groove. Yeah, you can get a bit of a run on the outside, but you lose a tremendous amount of momentum as you come off of the corners.
Exactly. And though in a side-by-side situation, it can work both ways there. You have the momentum on the low side when you're in the middle of the corner, but on the exit, it goes back to the guy on the top line more often than not. So you're going to have to play that game very, very well with your tools in the car and just generally with momentum too, as I'm looking at Ty Quilla now taking the fight to Fraporti for third. Look at Ty Quilla on the move.
Yeah, Ty Quilla he had a decent start, and he's working his way up through the field, much as like what we all, as I'm going to say again, much like what we also saw at Iowa last week in the IAS. If you can figure out where the dirty air is at and use the clean air to your advantage, as well as saving your tires a little bit here, not as much as it was at Iowa, you can definitely you can play the luck factor into your hand.
Exactly, and sometimes it is better to be lucky than good in a lot of these battles here, as Quilla once again getting momentum off the corner, working that bit higher groove here. Trying to get a launch on Fraporti, not quite enough at the moment. Malechka settling into 5th position at the moment. Definitely not what you would expect from the championship leader.
Here's Quilla. Oh, I thought Quilla was going to get a run on the high side. He had a major lift. Here he is, down to the inside of Fraporti.
Already, look at that big run he gets there, but looking at Fraporti up on that high line. Can he clear him back with that momentum he's got? Plus, he's got the toe of Brandon Trost helping him out.
Yeah, he's going to get this.
Not so much at the moment.
Nah, well, he's got enough of the pole to pull him through into turn 1. It looks like the low line is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit squeamish for a lot of these guys. I imagine as the tires start to wear in a little bit, these guys are not going to want to be on that low side unless they have clean air in front of them. And I'm seeing that's what Malechka is trying to do as he's trying to get up on the back end of Ty Quilla for 4th. But these guys seeming to prefer a higher line for the time being generally, but also look just behind Malechka now. Jacob Oster, 13th to 6th. What a drive already for the number 2.
Yeah, you see a number of guys starting to move up just a tad bit to that second lane on the track going through the corners, because that dirty air is so prevalent here. If you get a little too close to the rear wing of the guy up in front of you, you lose all that front downforce off of the front of the car, that you start washing up almost. If there's another guy on the side of you, you wash up into him and chaos ensues.
I was looking a little bit behind. There was a 3-wide battle looking at Dustin Cares fighting out with Seb Alexander, Wes Weedman.
Clendy!
Clendy's look at Kyle Clenworth. Started in 20th, currently up to 12th, and now he's going to pick off Seb Alexander as Seb, he lost a ton of momentum.
Yeah, the low line's not the place to be. And Ponto's finding out the same thing, as he's going to get passed on the high side by Weedman. Ponto sporting the Allenser Jr. Coors Silver Bullet throwback.
Definitely not where you would want to be at the moment here as these tires start to wear down a little bit.
Roman Zini back to 16th. Jacob Collins going to get a run on him on the high side, coming to 3 and 4. One thing that serves me about this track is that you can build up a bubble of air on between your right rear and the turn 4 wall, and sometimes that causes your cars to get loose here sometimes. So I've known this racetrack to be one of the problems that people had handling that have been getting loose off 4. We're going to see if that happens again. Romanzini going to go low.
Oh, Romanzini's still struggling on that low line. That's Masato Shimizu and Jacob Collins making a run up on that high line here. Shimizu still wheel to wheel with him at the moment. It looks like he's going to have the momentum on his side off the corner, and he will clear him. So Romanzini not having the best of starts so far, and that low line's not doing him any favors.
Back up front, Campbell's still your leader. He is being tracked down by Trost and Fraporti. Quilla is also in the battle, along with Malechka. Oster with the purple lap early in this race. A 24-4. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to ERN and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future races here on the channel, including their Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series starting August 1st. I will be on the call as their IndyCar Series starts off their season at Homestead Miami Speedway. To learn more about how to join their IndyCar Series, be sure to join their Discord server. The link is in the description, and you find out more about how to join their series there. There is a small entry fee, but you'll find it's going to be a good league, and they run on Thursday nights.
To make one more broadcast mention.
Tomorrow night.
Yep, tomorrow night. Let them know, Gary.
Tomorrow night, IIS will be a special Wednesday presentation, and that will be myself, Antonio, and Kyle Klindworth, who is currently 10th in this race. He will be on the call with us from Montreal. That's 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, right here on ERN.
That out of the way, we can now resume the action on track that is somewhat cooled down just a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's starting to get into some semblance of order here, and I imagine this was, the tires starting to wear themselves in. There's still some battles out on the track. I'm watching Dustin Kerrs fighting it out with Wes Weedman back here for 12th position. Kerrs up on the high side right now. Weedman in a 5-hour energy scheme running low and then up high here as he clears Kerrs for the moment. So there are some battles still chipping it out here, but these guys starting to settle into a rhythm here, possibly even do some fuel saving here. We're expecting about 50 laps thereabouts, the typical mile and a half pit window fare for when people come in. So we're starting to get into the pit window.
Yeah, we are actually there.
Right,
it's a shorter intermediate track race. Normally there's 75 laps. This is 70, so it's a 5-lap shorter race. So somebody might try to do something with fuel strategy if we get into that window with being a shorter race than we normally run here on these intermediates.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder if some undercutting could well come into play here as these guys wear down the rubber and possibly get some advantages in the immediate term oftentimes when you come in early and get a jump on the guy ahead of you, but then the guy that you were fighting with pits and they have the fresh tire advantage later on in the going. How is that dynamic going to play out? That'll be fun to see.
Well, you also got to take into consideration, I guarantee you some of these guys are probably running map 1, but they're using the draft to their advantage. They're basically lifting and coasting going into the turns with just a little tap of a brake, but I guarantee you there's probably other guys that are on map 3 to try and extend that fuel mileage to try and maybe overcut to see if they can jump ahead of the leaders. It can work at times, but you have to have it work out in your favor, because if it doesn't work out in your favor, much like we saw at Iowa last week, if you go 2 or so laps down, your race is over unless a caution comes out.
Yeah, exactly. It's less of a problem here at Kentucky being a considerably bigger track than Iowa is, but it's still an issue when green flag pit stops come a knocking.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have got to be very careful how the racing gods throw the cautions at you. At the end of the day, if someone else makes a mistake, you'd be seething at them internally as you're still a lap down. You have more fuel, but you're going to be a lap down. Even if you get waved around the pace car, you've lost a lot of track position in most instances.
Track record held here in real world life by Sarah Fisher on this configuration, 221.3. And your career wins leaders here in IndyCar racing, when they did visit, stopping they ran, or at least the last race here was in 2011. The wins leaders here are a pair of Indy 500 champions. Buddy Lazier and Sam Hornish each have 2 wins here.
Still very much a who's who of the IRL days.
Yep.
You would see this track fairly regularly on the schedule throughout the 2000s and the early 2010s up until 2011. I personally think it was kind of a shame. Like, Kentucky, to me, always kind of got the short end of the stick in a lot of ways, both from IndyCar and NASCAR. I think it would be a great place to come back to if at all possible, but it's going to take a lot of work now since the track's been pretty much abandoned. And it's been, like, used for, like, layover parking space for a Ford
cars.
factory.
Yeah.
Well, not just for Ford, but they've also used it to store trailers for Amazon Prime and a number of Swift transportation, if you know your trucking memes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you look up trucking memes, one of the first things you'll see is Swift transportation. But I digress.
Jake Johansson on the wall, so in turn, well, maybe it's gonna be one of the out for the
Jake
race.
Johansson. Okay, we're checking him out right now. He is slow on the racetrack. Yeah, there he is, getting up into the wall, kind of by himself. Let's check this out.
He's really been struggling throughout the night, and started shotgun on the field, is staying there at the moment, and it's not looking too auspicious right now for the 18 machine. Still going around here, but the speed, top speed going into the corner is 2:11. In fact, he has a meatball flag being shown for him, so he does have to pit.
See where he exactly hit the wall. He got it right there off of 4. Yeah, that was a good lick.
Yeah. That's in the business we call that's a tank slapper.
Yep. And it's one of those tracks where, like, it can happen at a lot of 1.5 miles, but it can definitely happen here in Kentucky, especially in the draft. You can run out really close to the wall there, and then you get just a little bit.
Oh, side by side, Quilla and Malechka here.
Yep, there they are, Quilla and Malechka. Malechka's
the pit road.
On the pit.
So, yeah, Malechka still wheel to wheel with Ty Quilla as the first of the pit stops
Clindy's in right now.
Clenworth trying to get an undercut on people, it would look like. Bold play, lap number 36. We're about halfway through this race. Down off the Jackson, away goes the 7 of Kyle Clenworth. What can he do on the fresh rubber?
Yeah, he needs to be really, really fast in these opening laps.
Yeah, and not only that, but be very careful on pit exit. It's incredibly narrow. You have to stay on the apron in 1 and 2, and that apron in 1 and 2
narrow.
It's amazing. You can even fit an IndyCar in there. You gotta be extremely careful there. But Malechka clears Ty Quilla to get back up into 4th position, and now Quilla has Jacob Oster to worry about behind him.
You want to talk about a narrow pit exit? You think this is narrow? Go to New Hampshire. That's even more narrow.
That's definitely true. Yeah, New Hampshire is definitely not one of my favorite tracks, and the pit road is one of the reasons.
That's like trying to fit a needle through a haystack.
Exactly.
Trying to find a needle in a haystack. Correction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we know what you were going for, dude. But looking once again.
Oh, Clindy 2:15.8, purple lap.
Wendy flying right now on fresh rubber and clean air. What is that going to do for him when everyone else has to come in?
Estrada's past the line. Maybe have a penalty.
Estrada, no. Estrada is good. No penalty.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
So low.
Yeah.
First DNF of the race, Jake Johansson. Disqualified.
Yeah, that was a disqualification. Did not come on to pit road, and after 4 laps, insta-kick. And meanwhile, for the lead, Brandon Trost gets a monster run on Jake Campbell, move that number 9 machine up to the top spot.
Jake Campbell? I think you mean
Brian Campbell. Brian Campbell.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wake up, Steve. You're better than that. Brian Campbell.
Sir, I have a question. Were you drinking tonight like the national anthem singer last night for the home run derby?
No, I was not. That was just a lapse for me. But Trost now.
Shimizu coming off pit road. Ponto coming off pit road. Lee coming off pit road. So we now move Clindy up to 17th as these green flag pit stops underway. Side by side now for the lead once again. Trost and Campbell. Oh, Trost with the crossover. Campbell with the crossover. Nice job. Down low into 3. They're still side by side going through 4. He clears them. Nice job.
And Campbell, what a move. The apron. Oh, what a move there by Trost there. That was legit by the letter of the law here in the iRacing service, but that was a gutsy move. Trost clears Campbell. Oh, Campbell trying to take the fight back on the high line once again. These two getting pretty chippy, but we're not that close to the end. These two even haven't made their pit stops just yet.
Estrada just pit 2:16.2 purple lap.
Too nice, Campbell.
Once again, the fresh tires really coming into their own for the guys that have just made it on the pit road.
Campbell down low, pump fakes up high.
Oh,
I don't think he's got enough of a run. Unless he does it off of turn 4.
Let's see.
Trost
And
read him.
this
Trost
is just
read him.
allowing Robert Rolechka to get closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, this little game of chicken right now is allowing Robert Malechka to get back up here, and that's probably the last guy you want to see in the rearview mirror.
Let's watch from Robert's point of view. Here he is down low in turns 3 and 4.
Him and Purporti are definitely the interested spectator in this whole fight. But Brian Campbell, once again, trying to look up on that high line and get whatever momentum he can. Can he get the crossover this time?
That didn't fit.
More of them coming on the pit road. Shadid coming in.
Shadid on pit road. Do we have 3 wide going to the 1? Shimizu, Ponto, Bafford, excuse me.
Bafford, yeah.
Reporting on pit road.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Leaders are pitting.
Quilla signaling he's pitting.
Campbell signaled he's pitting in.
Sousa pitting as well. He's signaling that. Trost is staying out, and so is Malechka.
Nice job getting down to the speed limit marker right there for Campbell, who's led most of this race. Teammate right behind him, Ty Quilla.
Campbell's been doing a sterling
Sousa,
job so
also
far
on
tonight.
pit road with that very colorful car.
Yep, Sousa coming in, and for Porty on the previous lap came in as well. So we're starting to see the leaders start to make their way on the pit road. Trost has stayed out for another lap, and so has RM3. And Jacob Alster and Mark Murphy, for that matter. So still got some guys trying to go long on this opening stint.
Oh, the fight with Ben and Shimizu is really looking for the shape. So kind of violent.
Oh.
Yeah, Shimizu's trying to protect that bottom line. He's going to pinch him. And there it is, contact.
Yep. Oh, no.
And it takes out Ponto, who's an innocent bystander.
Oh, no.
And the guys that stayed out are going to pit, and all those guys that just pit are going to cycle to the front. You saw that coming. You saw that coming, Lewis.
I already saw it for 2 laps. Now, how Shimizu tried to defend the line, and Ben is just crazy. I don't know why he tried to do it, but it's not nice.
And that was right when Jacob Alster was on pit road, I will note.
And poor Ponto, man, he was right there. Let's just go back and watch this from his point of view. He's got to see this, already got to be thinking, I'm going to slow down a little bit. He's actually taken a defensive line. I'm going to go up high because I don't want these guys in front of me. And really, Bafford just comes down. He really does kind of pinch Shimizu. Shimizu kind of comes up into him because he did have to come out in the corner. And then Ponto gets collected as a result. So under caution at lap 52.
Yeah, that was a bit hairy there, but that was a bit of a pinch situation from Bafford, and Shimizu did kind of creep up a little bit, but there was not much he could have done in that situation.
You gotta. I mean, he was so low through the corner that you got to come up at some point, otherwise roll out of it. And either one of them was willing to give an inch there. So here are your leaders on pit road watching Trost. Robert Malechka also on pit road, getting full service here.
And this really hurt a lot of the people that came in early here, as Malechka, I think he beat out Trost.
Yeah, we'll see how that cycles through. Yep. And Murph complaining once again that he has no speed. Look where Murphy is now, right with teammate Seb Alexander. I told you guys. I told you right at the beginning. I said, here's my text message from Murph. Murph's like, I got a dump truck. And I'm like, you'll be fine. And he's like, I'm slow here all the time. And I'm like, you'll be fine. And here he is, sure enough, third place with more than we got 17 laps to go. So,
I mean, hey, if it works for Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
I mean, that's one way to set expectations low when you come into the race. It's just like, I'm no good. I'm not going to be any good. I'm not going to worry about this race.
Yeah, it's the classic Bono, my tires are dead moment.
So if you're just joining us, this is a P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on ERN, coming to you from Legacy, Kentucky. We've completed 53 of a scheduled 70. If you're enjoying tonight's coverage, would like to monetarily support us, we do this for free for the community. Make sure to go to our GoFundMe campaign. The link is in the stream's description, and make a donation. We realize times are tough, so any donation, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. Also, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff you normally do here on ERN. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you'll miss out on future iRacing broadcasts here on ERN, and they have lots of, if you're not an IndyCar fan, they have a lot of taxi car races here, so you want to check them out.
To bring up a quote in regards to the most recent caution here, what was it Fernando Alonso said, Stevie? There's space. All the time you have to leave the space.
Indeed. And it seems like the one that was the most irritated by that incident, by the way, was Baffert. He was directly blaming it on Shimizu.
I don't know. I there's a little bit of both on both of those. Baffert really did pinch him down there.
It's a racing incident at the end of the day.
Yeah, end of the day. End of the day. So let's reset the field real quick. Right now, we are showing Trost as your leader over Robert Malechka. They are starting well behind in the order. They will get there. There's going to be a ton of waiver rounds, starting with, I believe, Oster. Oster will be the first to get the waiver round. Then Campbell, Cares, Clinworth, Fraporti, Quilla Shadid, Stephen Lee. So a lot of these guys back here really got screwed with this, putting it loosely, got screwed with that caution. But Trost is your leader. Malechka is going to be P2. Murphy and his teammate Seb Alexander in third and fourth. Weidman in the independent entry in fifth. Roman Zini very quietly has worked his way up 8 spots to sixth. Jacob Collins up 11 spots to seventh. Mitch David, who started at the rear of the field, has up 8 spots. He's in 8th. And then Jacob Oster will rejoin the tail of the field here in 9th. And Brian Campbell, who led most of the first part of this race, is now in 10th. That is resetting the field, coming to green at lap 56.
So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of work to do for some of the fast guys. Once again, Ulster and Campbell are definitely the ones that got the most annoying treatment out of this whole affair. They're back in 9th and 10th. So let's see what they can do and pick off some spots. But it's Brandon Trost, who, as we said, had some work to do to get ahead of Malechka in this championship fight. Well, now he's ahead of him on the track. Can he hold off the championship leader? Getting ready for it.
Oh, look, Murph's getting a little. Murph's creeping up.
Holding it.
There it is. Murph was creeping up. He was trying to get a run on Malechka. Malechka was creeping up. He was trying to get a run on Trost. Trost goes late. He must have saw that in his rearview mirror, and that's able to protect the lead going into one.
Yeah, that was kind of trying to catch Malechka and company off guard there. But
Weidman down low on Roman Zini. Nope, not going to pull it off.
Oh, look at Roman Zini down on Seb Alexander, side by side. Seb up on that high line. Can he get the run off? Doesn't look like quite enough. Roman Zini leads him over the line there. And they're starting to fight behind this lead battle right now. These guys are starting to get really chippy here. Look at Malechka trying to get that run up on the high line. Trost defending all the way down low.
And normally in these battles, there's multiple drivers kind of up here with the power slide entry. We got power slide I5G guys kind of helping together. We got private label guys. They're all kind of working. Right now, it's just Malechka.
Weidman! Oh, no. Oh my goodness, he pulled that off around Roman Zini. Roman Zini must have been scared by that one. That was like a dive bomb of a move there for Wes Weidman, but move him up into fourth position for his bravery.
And we're looking 3 wide for Porty Purple Lap, 2:16.6.
For those that say that IndyCar drivers, even on iRacing, aren't brave enough, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw it with Wes Weidman.
Yeah. Oh, that was brilliant as Jacob Oster behind them gets around Seb Alexander. Seb not having the most fun at times right now on this restart, down to 7th after restarting in the top 5. But Oster The Team I5G entries. Oh, he's going to get a big run here on Romanzini. Can he get him in the corner? Look at
What
this.
a run.
Look at the lead. Robert Malechka tried to make a move going on into turn 3 against Brandon Trost.
Weidman's going to join this battle here in about a lap or two.
Oh, they're going to make it 3 wide. I think no, they're not.
Under 10 to go at this point at Kentucky. Malechka, this is the go time for everyone involved. Look at Murphy trying to make it 3 wide into turn number 3. Not quite enough.
Yeah, but he's going to be in the draft, and Trost is going to pull him right on by. Move Murph up to second. Right now, Malechka still doesn't have any friends up there. Here comes a friend with Jacob Oster, but he needs to get around Wes Weidman. Oh, Murphy goes up there and puts a slide on Malechka.
Oh man, little bit of a take the air away from you, Malechka. I think he recognizes him as the biggest threat at the moment.
Here comes Weidman.
Weidman has inserted himself into this fight.
Crossover by Malechka on Murphy as they came off of turn 4. Move Malechka up to second, battling hard with Trost as they go through 1 and 2.
For 42-17 flat.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's going to be the yellow flag out. Yeah,
Justin Cares and Jacob Collins with the barrel roll into the fence.
Oh my goodness, Collins. That was it looks like that incident started well before that in 1 and 2.
For 40 touches, Cares takes Collins, and they're right into the wall. Collins just launches. Watch this. Whoa, roll. There's a bunch of battle. He should try out for the Thunderbirds now.
Shades of what happened to Stingray Robb at Iowa Speedway this past weekend, it looked like, in a sense. Just launching
watch this.
The back of that car.
Trying to slow down. Now he's damaged. He's got nothing he can do. Wow.
And in the chat, I'll note, Cares is not happy with Adriano Fraporti with that whole incident when that whole thing started. It looked to me like a bit of netcode contact, but it was still a very close affair.
For me, I think Fraporti tried to do something is not really doesn't make sense. I don't know, maybe have the momentum to do something.
Well, here, let's watch him. So he's going to run. He's getting the run on Collins, goes down low. Now he's getting the pull from Cares. He just stays low. He goes low. Cares just tries to arc into the corner a little bit more. Fraporti sends it low. Cares is now wanting to go down low to apex the corner, and Fraporti's there.
That was kind of looked like what Wes Weidman tried and succeeded. This one did not. But yeah, I get points for bravery if it works. Unfortunately, it didn't work there for Fraporti.
Oh, wow. Well, once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 6 of 12, the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on ERN. Coming to you from Legacy, Kentucky Speedway. We are in our second caution of the night. Currently, Brendan Trost, who has been amongst the leaders all day, is leading here in the late going with 6 to go. We will have a short sprint to the finish here momentarily. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. And don't forget your commentary team by sending a donation to our GoFundMe campaign. Link is in the description. We certainly would appreciate it. Let's reset the field for you one more time, as we will probably go to green with 4 laps ago, I would imagine, if not less. Trost is your leader. Malechka up, who started up front in a rare time. Most we see Malechka do these the first challenges. He wanted to start up front today. He must have known something was up. He's been up with front all day. Fell back to the mid pack in the top 10. But recovered and is now second, has led some laps here in the late going. He's been fighting with Trost, and behind him, Mark Murphy. Behind Mark Murphy is Wes Weidman, who's worked his way up 6 spots, in addition to Murphy working his way up 6 spots. Working his way up 8 spots is Jacob Oster to 5th. Bruno Romanzini also 8 spots, working his way up to 6th. Seb Alexander kind of gave up some positions there in that last restart, but he is now 7th in the top 10, can still see the front. Mitch David up 8 spots. He is in 8th position. Brian Campbell now trying to recover a lot of those spots that he lost by pitting and then the caution coming out and trapping him, and a number of other drivers a lap down. They got the wave around, but then they're going to have to fight back through this field. And is RZ going to have enough time to do it? Probably not. We shall see. if we knew for sure, that's why we wouldn't be broadcasting. Forporti is now 10th. Does Forporti have any damage from that incident? If so, can Trace Shadid get around him, who's 11th, Tyquilla 12th, Antonio Estrada 13th, Stephen Lee 14th, Sousa 15th, Clindy not having a great day. He's back in 16th, Ponto 17th, Cares on the pit wall now at 18th. Jacob Collins, Shimizu Baffert, and Johansson round out the remainder of the 22-car field. Guys, we're getting ready to go green next time by, I think.
I have the key. Maybe it's the key. The only way Maleska wins is squeeze Brando Trost to the first line. He make the second line, and he can be faster and can win. I don't know. I just guessing. They only have one opportunity to do that.
Trost trying to burn off some fuel there, as we saw him on the in-car camera. So, do you think if he pinches him, do you think Trost lifts though?
If it's Maleska, yes. Because Trost is going for the first line, so it's gonna not leave the first line. So Maleska need to squeeze to him and try to get side draft. That's the one I did before, and this works.
Yeah, and though for the most part, I think what Trost maybe will be thinking is, do not, under any circumstances, give up the bottom of the racetrack.
That's the IRL line, the old IRL line around here.
Yeah, Malechka's gonna have to be forceful on this one. I have no doubt about that. We're gonna have 3 laps to settle it all in Kentucky. Pace car off. Trost bringing them down slow. Does he do the same thing as last time? Holding them. Now he's on the throttle. 3 more. Trost already going down to the low line. Already in the first lane before they get to turn number 1. Malechka looking to get a launch off the corner here. Can he get it? Meanwhile, I'm looking at Murphy, Weidman, and Oster fighting back there for second or third place.
Oh, there's that contact. Eyes there. Yep, there it is.
In there. That was a bold move, but it had to be done. Robert Malechka still trying to get a momentum there. Just there. Look at Murphy trying to stick his nose in on the situation. I think Murphy was saying a bit of netcode may have been involved in that, but Trost still holding tough on the low line, drifting up high a little bit.
Trost is
more
giving
contact behind him. That's Oster.
Trost is giving no inches right now.
Flag in the air.
He's definitely giving him
Look at Oster up on that high line. Trost still with the nose off of 2. Oster. Oh, look at this.
What a bold move.
Bold move. Oster, though, he's losing momentum. Look at Malechka on the low side coming to the stripe. Who is it?
It's Trost. He takes. Trost.
Trost is your winner.
Trost. If it's me in my assessment, Trost takes out the leader to protect the position and win the race.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's not my call as a driver. That's a bold plan. But wow.
I think one thing I also saw there, Malechka actually ran over the bumps there on the apron as well, but still.
Let's watch
Trost
that again.
Came down to defend that line pretty firmly. Oh my goodness. What a finish. Remember what we were saying about Kentucky Speedway producing close finishes? Well, this one was close and insane.
No, I don't really think Trost came down to get that. I think it's just they were going to hit each other.
Having a look at it. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm looking at Malechka down on that low line. His left sides did get on the apron a little bit, but Malechka, definitely didn't have the grip he wanted in that situation, but Trost did play a bit heavy on defense. He did get 2 wheels down. Trost is actually saying that it was his bad. Turned too tight to try and shorten up the corner.
I don't want to say this, but Brando sent it he just sent it for, I don't know, he just sent it. It's like, whatever, I don't want to do past me, I sent it.
He's like, well, Robert's not going to pass me. There's no way Robert's passing me.
Yep.
Oh my!
I will also say this: if you go back and watch Roman Zini's point of view, he thought his car thought it was Austin Dillon from 2015 at Daytona.
Oh dear!
Let's see if we can see possibly. If we can get back that far from Roman Zini. I don't think we will. Roman Zini.
Right when they took the checker flag coming across the line.
The car's just slow.
Actually, I'll do it I'll bring up the iRacing UI. It's the easier way to do it here. Let's go to Roman Zini. Let's go to race. And let's go to the last lap. And let's watch on his roll bar this last lap as it happens in front of him. The inside of Weidman now, or he's watching cars go 4 wide in front of him. He's like, holy crap. Murph trying to find any bit of clean space. Here we go. Here's Roman Zini. Where's Roman Zini go? Oh! Oh!
Oh,
Ouch.
man.
Ouch.
Even the race winner, Trost, went airborne.
Ouch.
Yes, he did. In fact, he crossed the finish line completely sideways and then gets launched airborne by Mark Murphy.
I think we're gonna have to owe SMI at least half of a new catch fence after tonight.
Indeed. Yeah, like that's the kind that gave Dario Franchitti a run for his money here when he went airborne.
All right. Let's get into the interview. Well, first of all, we got the final standings. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll get into the interview room. Brandon Trost led 29 laps. He was up there all day. Gained 3 spots. Your winner. Jacob Oster finished second. Basically, he was stuck in the lower portion of the top 10 and just stormed his way up to the front there. He finished as second. Robert Molechka finished in third. Murph fourth. Not a bad day for feeling slow. Roman Zini fifth. Weidman 6th, Alexander 7th, David 8th, for Porty 9th, and she got the purple out there at the end, finished 10th. Campbell, who led a race-high 41 laps, is 11th. Ty Quilla, his teammate, is 12th. And their other teammate, Antonio Estrada, 13th. Stephen Lee, 14th. Clindy, the gamble did not pay off, and he was stuck a lap down, continued to stay stuck a lap down as this race continued on. He's 15th. Not going to be happy with that finish, I'm sure. So Sousa, 16th. Ponto, 17th. Cares, 18th, as Ponto, Cares, Collins, and 19th. Shimizu, they were all involved with some type of incident that involved contact. Baffert as well, and Johansson might have got to the incident limit and got... No. He had a meatball and got DQ'd for not coming to pit road. Finishes 22nd. All right, interview room. Robert Molechka. Oh, how's that for a finish, Robert?
Sure. Yeah. Having fun, and then I get Dord comes to the line, so.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about your race and then everything kind of leading up to that last lap. You started up front and then kind of fell back a little early. I think probably just pacing yourself, probably trying to hit a number, probably trying to get rid of some of the aggressive guys, to let them go, get it out of their system before you do what you normally do, which is, bring it at the end. But then you got to the end, and there's going to be a 4-lap sprint, so you knew the intensity level was going to be high, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess just start with the first 60 laps, kind of riding around. Minding my own business. And then, I told him I was going to call it Jacob and Trey. I'm like, you know what? I could definitely easily pass him on the inside, but I want to try to win this on the outside because that sounds more of a fun option. And I was trying my best there to pass him on the outside.
Mhm.
And then Jacob made a nice move down the back straight. And figured since they entered so narrow, I would be able to cross them on exit. And got to their inside off of 4 because they were pushing up. And yeah, I just got doored for some reason. I don't really know why. Yeah, I haven't really done anything wrong with him or wrong to him ever, so it's kind of not expected. But yeah.
We'll talk about going down to the apron. Did look bumpy down there and a couple bumps. Did the bumps disrupt you at all? And that's maybe what led to some of the contact as well, or just pretty sure that you got driven into?
Oh, I 100% got driven in.
Okay.
He just took the hard left. So
All
because
right.
he's trying to chop Jacob off, and I know he's kind of obsessed with the whole points thing, so I think he's trying to take me up before the line and somehow.
Yeah, we were one of the things that we were talking about is like
it makes sense, like everything adds up with his reputation, so it's not.
Well, one of the things
not
I think
shocking.
Lou has mentioned that maybe that he had the point of view that is like there's no way that Robert's going to pass me coming to this checkered flag, and I think there might have been a little bit of that. But yeah, I mean a good race on your part, still going to keep you in pace and well in the lead here in the championship to go to try to three-peat this thing. Friends, family, sponsors, teammates, anyone to say hi to and then of course we hopefully got a start of the Pro Series this week for you as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was just having fun until off at turn 4 there. But yeah, I think we did probably a little team hype and power slide. Yeah, I think we got Indy road course or not Indy road course. Sorry, we got Long Beach coming up for Pro Series, and then I think we have Barber for VCO. So it's a busy next week for us.
Yeah, tough, definitely week for you guys. Well, I hate to say congratulations on P3, but it is where you finished. I think there's probably a whole bunch of other cars that finished behind you would at least like to have that, would be gladfully to swap that position with you. So I will say congratulations to you. You don't have to accept it if you don't want to, but happy to see you here, and we will see you next week at the land of Malechka, where we're going to Indianapolis.
Perfect. Sounds good.
See ya. Bye. All right, let's bring down Jacob. And somehow Rumazzini got into the IndyCar Oval channel. But hey, Jacob P2 just got edged there at the line and all of the chaos. Talk about your race. You really didn't become a player until really the last handful of laps.
It's just one of those standard fixed races where you just kind of hang out. I got unlucky with the caution and had to drive up through the field, which wasn't too enjoyable with the way this car is right now, the way the setup is. But
we'll talk about this. Talk about the setup.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it still the car not feeling right in force feedback? Is that what you're talking about,
No,
or just the setup for the
more
track's not very friendly?
It's more the fact that there, for some reason, is a similar chassis page that gets transferred to a lot of different tracks when it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Full stiff right side springs is not the correct way to go here, but I digress. It in the aero package is a little, let's just say, odd. But I mean, it produced okay race. With the night race like this, and it's really, really cold, you can do quite a bit. But it can burn off the tires. Like I got caught behind Ty quite heavily on that first run. But you just gotta adapt, and it can do some things like you saw at the end.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone to say hi to. It sounds like you got just talking with Robert. Sounds like all the big teams got a pretty big week with Pro Series and some other stuff going on this week.
Oh yeah, I gotta go run some laps at Long Beach after this. But yeah, we got Long Beach on Thursday, and then we got Barber on Saturday, VCO, and we're kind of just got to get stuck in that for the next few weeks. That's all that is. All our focus is on that for the next few weeks. So just got to go analyze some telemetry, drive some good laps, and maybe we'll see where we end up.
Well, next week is Indianapolis here in the Oval Series, so it's a place definitely you're very familiar with. I don't think it's going to involve a great deal of work, too. That might be also one of those places you might be able to show up and just do well based upon your experience. But any friends, families, any other sponsors, anybody want to say hi to before we let you go?
I mean, it's always fun to run a race in Discord with Rob. You learn quite a bit. It's good practice, and everyone at I5G also. I know we haven't been as active recently as usual, but we're trying to get back into it. So yeah, thanks to everyone on team and everybody else.
There it is, Jake Luster finishing second, carrying the flag for Team I5G here. As other guys are not working as much as he is. That's not very fair. Well, we'll see you at the next one, man. Take care.
All right, thank you, guys.
And let's bring down our winner, Mr. Trost, our winner tonight. Congratulations, sir. This is really a race that you were up at the front, and then once you beat Robert out of the pits on that caution when you guys made your pit stop, it was pretty much yours to decide with, and you battled with Rob for a little bit, but never really quite gave up the lead, and battled fiercely all the way down to the end.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting racetrack. It kind of races like a mini Talladega, especially at the end once the field loads light.
Well, how is it? I mean, it didn't really look like a pack race out there, but it looked like there was like a lot of group of 4 and 5 cars kind of together. But are you saying that it really was a bit more packier out there than it appeared on screen?
It just depends on where you're at in the pack. When you're up front and you've got clean air in those top 4 or 5 positions, you can make a lot of moves that don't work at a lot of other tracks, which is pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, farther back, it's a little bit more difficult, I guess.
Let's talk about that last lap. Coming to the checkered. Just nothing's gonna allow Robert to beat me today. Was that kind of the hell or high water coming to the checkered flag?
I mean, you got to get low. You got to get tight. I overjudged it and got too tight and caused a wreck. Let's be honest here. Robert's on the apron in the middle of turn 4 to get there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all kind of going for it.
Yeah.
I kind of view it as a racing deal where we were going to wreck at some point. It was just a matter of when.
Well, true enough. And you definitely, the way we kind of saw it is that you guys were all racing, and it'd be damned, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead type thing. Be damned if Robert was going to pass you there at the line to get the win, and you did. And congratulations. And we were talking about it last week. It was going to be tough for you to gain on him because he wasn't making a lot of the races, and then when he did make the races, it made the strength of field much higher, but typically he was always up front. Well, today, sir, you won a 47.06 strength of field race. I suspect that's going to help you a little bit in the championship.
Yeah, I think it's a good 30 points or so, which is helpful. But, I'm still 100 or so back, and I think Indianapolis next week is going to be the most important week. Whoever scores a lot at Indy, that's where you can make up ground.
Yeah, of course, we know who is the king of Indy, but we hope to see you there. Congratulations on the win. Shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone to say hi to?
No, I don't have any shout-outs for today. So I'll just tell everyone to have a good day.
All right. Well, there's your winner tonight for Brendan Trost with the win. The margin of victory was 0.078 of a second. Congratulations, sir.
Yep, have a good one, guys.
All right, and that is it, guys. Lewis, I think, was calling his shots all race long. He's like, "This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen," and it all kind of happened. Lewis, you got the crystal ball out. What's the deal?
Oh, it's just so simple. Like that's the way you need to try to win the race. It's like you need to trust for the guy. Anyways, good thing for Trost. He won 50 points today.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
That's it. So they have 110 points different for Maresca. He still have a 6 race.
Yeah, we're only halfway through the season. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he must to win all of them and try to Maresca don't. So, anyways, it was a good race back, front, everybody, and especially it's gonna be spicy on the end. This so Males can trust for sure. I know Tross is very competitive, so it's really like I do what I need to do. I want to win, and that's it. This is me. Males coming here for some fun and try to remain the championship. So that's the thing. He don't need to show nobody how good it is. So
Yeah.
he just really need to. So that's a good thing. So good race, really good race, and that's how you need to race here in the Legacy, Kentucky. Just close to there and try to find the spot in turn 3, 4. So yeah.
So what do you think about that, Justin? Two different mindsets of drivers up front. One wanting to win this at all costs, and the other one just kind of, I'm here, I know I'm good, I'm just here for fun type thing. You think that's what's going on at the front, or you just got two hard chargers that just came together at the end?
For me?
The latter.
No, for Justin.
Oh,
The latter.
The latter.
Also, Stevie, come and spectate this IndyCar Series fixed race with me because Chase Cabry is running at Montreal.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's right. We got right now is top split of no, that's tomorrow
It's only
night.
11. No, IndyCar Series fixed. The one that was split off.
Oh, that's right. The sprint, the little what they call the meme race or the sprint series. Yeah, that's the new fixed. And that's right. They do mirror the open series, which is at Montreal. All right, Steven, final thoughts before we get on out of here.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was definitely a spicy race. It was a really good one all throughout the running, but that finish, and that being the capstone before we head off to Indianapolis next week for us. That I think, we already know we talked about the dichotomy of the mindset there between Trost and Malechka, and that really, I think this really not only brought that dynamic into the fore, it's also spiced up the rivalry. I think these two are great competitors. They want to win, and they don't seem to be the biggest fans of each other. It's not like an Elio Castroneves Tony Kanaan situation where you got two guys that really like each other fighting out for wins. These guys, obviously they respect each other, they respect their ability, but I don't think they're the biggest fans of each other going into Indy. And
Yeah, it didn't sound like it.
if that's any indication going into the Brickyard, I think we're going to be in for another really fun time in Indianapolis.
Oh, and we were talking about Ty Quilla. He's also in this race.
Oh, he is.
Oh, wow. He moves quickly. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Once again, you're putting from Legacy, Kentucky. Brandon Trost edging out Jacob Oster and Robert Malechka right there at the end. Should be mentioned that slow Mark Murphy finished fourth. So Mark sandbagging on all of us. Join us again next week for round 7 of the IndyCar Oval Series Season Night Top Split on ERN as we head to my hometown and the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will we see King Robert defend his Indy crown, and will he claim round 2? Remember, he won the opening round of our Triple Crown Challenge here at Michigan. That's a home race for him. Will he defend Indy? That'll be round 2 of the Triple Crown. You can see all that right here on ERN next week. As always, coverage begins around 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 8:15 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Elite Racing Network channel for the remainder of the season. As always, you can find the correct broadcast times in your area on YouTube at youtube.com/@EliteRacing. And then after the G in racing, put an underscore there. I wish they just kept it Elite Racing League. It was a lot easier. But Elite Racing underscore. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, it'll bring you IndyCar Oval action nearly sponsor-free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar, and we know you do, and if you enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2024 broadcast fund. We do realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and make us as part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, we like to play the YouTube algorithm game, and we need your help, and it's not easy. So please help support P1 and ERWin with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you don't miss out more of P1's other iRacing programming, including the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, which will kick off their 9th season. It's one of the older series around that you can find on Thursday, August 1st at Homestead Miami Speedway. You can join myself on the call as part of the Elite Racing Network's broadcast of that. To learn more about the Elite Racing League and how to sign up for their upcoming IndyCar Series, join the Discord. The invite is in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with the Whiplash sim cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter. The links are in the description. So, for Stevie Larkamp, Justin Petschauer, the infamous LG, and everyone here at P1 and ERN, I am Gary Gatto saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all our men and women serving in the military and its first responders, Godspeed, God bless. Come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Indy for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split. Good night.